Love you guys, too. Thank you.
So, it's been 35 years since Rocky IV. I imagine you've been back to Philly plenty of times, but this is still, this reaction, you've had it all day. It's got to be exhilarating still.
It is exhilarating. It's baffling because I don't know how this happened. You know, I started out with a very, very simple story about a simple man, and it manifested itself in such amazing ways that it still seems to preside over who I am. You know what I mean? It's like, you're Rocky, no, you're Sly, you know, it's, you know what, we're together.
And fitting, especially in a city that has done so much and values its veterans so much, that we're doing this tonight on Veterans Day.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. The Code of the Warrior, it's just something that I've always been intrigued with, and there's nothing like a real-life veteran to look up to and say, that's what it's all about.
And I think we got 20 of them in the audience here in Philly tonight. So it's 2020, you're in the middle of the pandemic. What motivated you to go back to Rocky IV? Because this is not a director's cut that has a couple of little changes designed for the studio to just hype up and release another movie. You have, in many ways, transformed this film.
Oh, thank you. I just felt that because of COVID, I was working on a film called Samaritan, and they shut down literally for a year. I thought, what am I going to do with myself? Writing is really challenging. I started to write something, and I thought, you know, why don't I recut a film? Rocky was the most popular. I thought that would be the easiest one to get past MGM saying, you know, won't be a black hole, money pit. I think this will work. But more importantly, I knew that film was flawed in a way that I was very taken by the times. Star filters, smoke, backlit. It was a very 80s film, very MTV-ish, a lot of montage, whereas the other Rockies, there were more things played out. And I thought, and then the robot.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a pizza parlor, and a robot started talking to me. I go, this has got to be in the movie.
Yeah.
And then it was there. I'm going, why is this in the movie? You know what I mean? When I came to my senses. Anyway.
What happened in this new version is that there is so much humanity added. And I don't know that I would have said instinctively that it was missing originally, but there is definitely more of it. More from you, more from Apollo, more from Adrian, more from Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's the big problem. I think as you get older, you know, you're very enthusiastic when you're young. You know, you're firing on every cylinder. But what you don't have is life experience. And also you learn tolerance, and you learn all about the different ambiguities of this crazy life we live. And I thought, wow, looking at this, these characters have not really been fleshed out the way they should. I opted at that time for speed, expediency. I don't want the audience to get bored. Yeah. So I was always thinking one step ahead, oh, no, they don't want to see that. Then I go, but that's what it's all about. These little moments make the big moment. The fine strokes on the painting make the masterpiece, not the big strokes. See what I mean? So that's how I was approaching it. And I thought, okay, I've got some footage in this. I've got stuff laying around. Like Dolph Lundgren, for example, in the first one he comes off as a robot. Who cares, this and that? And I go, no, he's not. He's really he's a victim. He's been raised as a political weapon, tool.
Right, it's a propaganda tool.
Yes, and he's like the Frankenstein monster.
Right.
And when he goes off kilter, you can imagine, he probably ended up in some gulag somewhere, that kind of thing. I just felt that all these characters, Apollo became a tragically Greek figure, that he has everything, but he just cannot face obscurity. He just can't do it. He just cannot not be in the limelight, which eventually is like Icarus in the sun. You know, you just crash to your death. It took, I thought it was going to take 3 weeks. It took 9 months, 10, 12, almost a year. And finding all these nuggets, the hard thing is to admit you were wrong. You know, I thought I had it down. Like, yes, it was #1 film. It made a fortune. It's the #1 of all the Rockies, #1 that year. And it was
you
not,
did it wrong.
And I did it wrong.
Yeah.
And I did it wrong. And I said, there's more soul. And also the critics were pretty rough on it because it was done in a montage form. It was very superficial. It looked flashy compared to the other one.
It has a 1985 feel.
It's completely
1980.
It's cut in a contemporary fashion that I think is soulful, dramatic, but also pure escapism. You know, I'm not trying to put out a message, but it's interesting that the whole Russian thing has come back around.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either, and I went, whoa, here we are.
Yeah, it was a nice gift.
Nice gift.
This director's cut is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on it. The documentary people should check out. I know they will. It's
please do.
available on
It's good.
YouTube. And thank you to Philadelphia for hosting this wonderful event.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sylvester Stallone, thanks for coming tonight. Enjoy the director's cut of Rocky IV.